Well, Texas Children's Hospital has agreed to open what officials say will be the nation's first free detransition clinic after reaching a sweeping settlement with the state attorney general's office. That's Ken Paxton. Now, this comes after a whistleblower nurse at the hospital claims she witnessed parents pressured into treatment for their children. It's a theme we hear often. Now, those treatments were misclassified and families manipulated into consent. Underlying conditions were dismissed, a focus on ideology over patient safety, and her own alleged intimidation by the FBI to stay silent. With the settlement finalized, AG Ken Paxton says that the impact could extend far beyond Texas.
This is historic, and I'm so excited for really the people of Texas that we have resolve this issue, that we've set a standard now that you can't do this to children. I certainly hope though other states, I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat, will use this as a model, because we're talking about children here. We're talking about irrevocable changes to their body, whether it's through surgery or chemical therapy or whatever it is. It's hard to undo some of this stuff, and certainly, Texas Children's is going to try.
The settlement requires that the hospital open a free detransition clinic within 90 days, publicly correct prior statements, revoke 5 physicians' privileges, ban gender transition services at all Texas Children's facilities, as well as pay $10 million in penalties and damages. The Texas Children's Hospital is ready to move on, saying this, quote, bringing a close to this chapter to focus our resources on life-saving care and discoveries. You know, Harris, when you look at this starts because AG Ken Paxton said that it is child abuse to transition a minor. I think he is correct.
Well, and so the hospital's ready to move on. That's rich.
Yeah.
Think about how those families feel. I bet they're ready to move on, too, with their children, a whole human being again. They can't get the past back. They can't fix it, but this takes us forward to protect more children. So the hospital has until October, and I say we do stories on this every day, because this will change the game, as you said right off the top of this hour. This is what you needed. You needed to see some movement by people who actually mean it. Ken Paxton means it when he says he wants to help protect kids. And this is abuse. When you do something on a child that is irreversible, and you don't have the permission to do that the way that it should happen, that child's not an adult. That child hasn't even gone through puberty yet. That is the definition of abuse.
Absolutely is. You know, I think of Chloe Cole, Laura, and Chloe Cole was 12 years old when she began transitioning. And to put it in her words, she said, my experience going through transitioning back has been an incredibly painful one, but it has been a valuable learning experience. And she talks about the irreparable harm this has done. Who deserves things like this, a free gender detransition clinic? People like Chloe Cole.
Absolutely. It's so wild that we're even talking about this, that in our country, we allowed these things to happen. And it's amazing, because when you look at the numbers and you see that these children who have been treated either chemically or surgically to transition are 12 times more likely to be suicidal, right? So we know there's some element of mental illness here. And the sad thing is that, they ended up in this place because the people they were supposed to trust, these therapists, these doctors, led them down the wrong path. I thought it was pretty amazing to hear one of these doctors who now is going back and saying, oh, I didn't know. I thought that the medical science was there for this. The only thing worse than going out of your way to harm either chemically or surgically a child is someone who has taken a Hippocratic oath to do no harm. They go and they do it anyway. And now she's saying, oh, wait, I thought the science said that we were allowed to do this. All of these people should lose their jobs. They should never be practicing medicine again. It is egregious. We have come to this place in our country where we have to now have a detransition clinic because so many children and adults, but the children are the real problem here, we're allowed to go down this path.
And Marcus, oftentimes doctors look at the least invasive method. Before surgery, you try things short of surgery. And it seems like that is applicable to every single ailment except trans children.
Well, let's unpack this a little bit more. You don't want them to practice anymore. Where is the financial penalty that any of them receive? They say they're happy that the thing's closing up. It's $10 million. Only $10 million? Why isn't it $100 million?
Yeah.
Why aren't these families getting something? And kudos to the nurse who actually called all this out and raised her hand. She received, I don't know if anybody's aware, she received a portion of the settlement for actually disclosing all this. The precedent that is set there is that across America, in addition to setting the precedent with the hospital, I think people that work in hospitals are saying, don't fraudulently manipulate paperwork. We haven't talked about the fact that all these papers were manipulated against the medical process as well for insurance.
And Lisa, this happened in Texas. This was Attorney General Ken Paxton. I would love to hear from James Tallarico on this. He is asking to be the United States Senator from Texas, and that's why I wanted to come to you on the politics of this.
Well, and doesn't he think there's like 100 genders or whatever he said?
God is several genders.
Yeah,
Well, God is binary, according
right.
to
It was this whole, this whole thing. This does set Ken Paxton up well, especially in the state of Texas, politically speaking, for this Senate race. But adults in this country have failed to do their basic job, protect children. And this detransition clinic is a beautiful, wonderful idea. But the challenge is a lot of these young people can't detransition because they have mutilated their bodies, because that is the direction that medical professionals, parents, and adults have led them to. As you mentioned, even with Chloe Cole and concerns that she's expressed if she's even going to be able to have kids in the future as a result of what she went through as a young person. And I think what's most disturbing, is it ideological in terms of like virtue signaling for some of these people who are pushing it, or is it profit driven? Even in the instance in the allegation with the Texas Children's Hospital that there was a coding issue for Medicaid reimbursement was the allegation. Or you look at the fact that prior to some of the crackdown, both federally and in these states, the transgender medicine industry was expected to hit almost $8 billion by 2030. So not only do you have people, pushing these children to slaughter, essentially, but then also profiting on it as well. And Europe's got the message in cracking down on all of this. And so I can't even believe that this is a topic of conversation in this country. It's time to stand up for adults and just children, rather. Adults stand up for children and basic common sense.
There was no coding issue, by the way. A coding issue makes it sound like a mistake.
Well, that was the allegation.
I mean, what a bunch of nonsense. No issue.
And the crazy thing is, had it not been for that, I don't know that this decision would have been reached, right? That was a lot of the crux of this lawsuit. It wasn't just that this stuff is outrageous and crazy and we should never be doing this to children. It had to do with this fraud element. So fortunately, I guess to some extent, that allowed this to go forward.
And the nurse who we were all just talking about, forgive me, I don't know how to pronounce Vanessa's last name. It is Savage, I think. When she testified on Capitol Hill, that was some more of evidence of what you're talking about. And with the administration's focused on fraud, at least that's an edge in all of this as we look for more of it around the country. I refuse to believe that this is the only place that we will find this sort of thing. But I will say this. As we go forward and we grapple with this issue, we have got to come down hard on what we know is true, and that is the science. It's not just this. It's men and women sports. It's all those edges of the conversation where we can't seem to agree what gender is in this country. From the U.S. Supreme Court on down, remember when she was asked, Ketanji Brown Jackson, to most recently a lawmaker. So now you've got a situation where even in our medical field, they think that by the hands of their own, not by God, they can determine everything. Like, this is a wider issue than just what's happened here, which is horrific, and just what's happened in other areas where young girls have gotten hurt playing against boys. We know that.
And real quick, what happens with the next administration? Because a lot of this stems from the Trump administration and President Trump cracking down on this and leading at the top. So what happens if a Democrat gets a charge? Do we go back to all this craziness?
Great question.
Probably. It's confounding because the left has turned science and biology into politics. And whether they choose to stay in that lane, I think it's a losing lane, but we will follow it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.